Shalom. I want to start out by giving a foremost all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahshua, Bashem Rakadish. Salutations to the elder and apostle of GMS groups, the ones that like teach 100% truth, Shalom, Barakathum. To them, give all praise again to Yahweh, Bashem Yahshua, Bashem Rakadish. I'm going to read some verses. We'll talk a little bit about the nation of Israel. This is 9:6 of Romans. Not as though the word of Yahweh have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. That relates to the 2/3. They are Israel, but through the Spirit they're not, because they choose to not hearken and heed, and ultimately they reject. And that's what this is. This relates to Israel's rejection, relating to Hamashiach, relating to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. And that's why Zechariah 13:8, which I'm going to read now. This is Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off, but the 1/3 shall be left. So 2/3 will be cut off. 1/3 will be left, which is a remnant. Now, number 9. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. And I will say, This is my people. And they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my God. Now, number 9 relates to that spiritual fire, ultimately, or adversity. And number 8 represents 2/3 to be cut off, which is majority of that pie, which is the wicked, and 1/3, which should be the righteous, the hopeful elect, and the prophets. Let's continue on. This is on Revelations 22:10 and 11. We'll start at number 10. And he saith unto me, Seal not the saying of prophecy of this book. Seal not the saying of the prophecy of this book. For the time is at hand. And that time is at hand because we're in the times of prophecy. 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. It's basically, let them be as they be. If they're wicked, let them be wicked. If they're righteous, let them be righteous. If they're holy, let them be holy. If they don't want to listen, then let them not listen. Let's continue on. This is Revelations 12:10, 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down into you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he have a short time. And that relates to this beast system, that relates to the devil, Esau. Time is at hand. It's getting closer at hand. There's going to come a time where he's going to come down in great wrath. The examples of that are going to be against the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanic nation, and Native Americans. And part of that would be, example of that will be Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30:7. Never a time as before since Jacob's trouble. That's Jeremiah 30:7. That's an example of that. 2nd Ezra 15 and 15 relates to nation against nation, people against people, pretty much race wars. These things are going to come to pass because his kingdom is ending. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For the Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning that followeth. For his kingdom and rulership is coming to an end. So he's going to come in great wrath, as it states in 12 and 12 of Revelations. Right now he's masking his true identity and his intentions. But that green light, when he gets the green light, he's going to unveil his true intent, and he's going to lift up that mask of hatred that he hides under a smokescreen and facade. Because 2/3, basically, nation of Israel, thinking everything is a lolly-da, everything is nice and kosher, everything is nice and good, but it's not good. It's not good at all. They had no understanding from a spiritual aspect what's going on. They're in a state of foolishness and folly. They drunken with this Babylonian wine, under the philosophies, ideology, the customs, traditions, which has drunken them. It's drunken them from mentally, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually. They had a very low estate of understanding what's really going on. Let's continue on. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. They still calling themselves these other oppressive names that they're being categorized to be called, such as African American, Latino, Native American, which they are not. They're Israelites. They are Israelites. That's who they are. And this is part of the curses, man. For their disobedience, for their disrespect of Yahweh Bashem Yashah, but not following the statutes and commandments as they supposed to. Now they put under the curses. Let's continue on. I'm going to read 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan shall get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. Because ultimately, in 12:12, he's going to come in great wrath. He's going to come in great wrath against the so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans, man. And he's going to do all kinds of things, agendas and things set to implement his intent, his intentions. And many of our people are very, let's just say they're very nonchalant and very naive to think that everything's going to be all right. But the reality is it's not. Like I said, they prepared to do certain things, been prepared. They preppers of preparation and preparing on different things. But Jacob, he's not preparing for nothing. He's not preparing for nothing. He think it's all. He think it's all it's all games. Some category groups of people are preparing for guns and battle. Others are preparing to buy sneakers at a mall, for example, or supplies at a toilet paper. That stuff not gonna do nothing for you. Either on both sides, neither one. This is beyond understanding. going to read 1st of Maccabees 1, 11 and 12. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men. And that relates to the nation of Israel. We have very wicked men in the nation of Israel. Each kingdom, man, they will sell their soul out to be part with the heathen. Whether in the past kingdoms, even this kingdom. Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Yeah, you had much sorrow because you made a covenant with the devil. That devil don't like you. He's going to use you. He exploits you. He's going to use you. So this device pleased them well. Like I said, they'll sell their soul to make to be part of the heathen. We have very wicked men among the nation of Israel. That's why we're in the state of condition we are as a people, man. That's why we under the curses spiritually. That's why we that's why we go through different things in each of these captivities. People have no understanding of that. They say, why we go through what we go through? Because it starts spiritually, that's why. It started spiritually when the disobedience and not following Yahweh Hashem Yoshua. That's why. And wicked men among them, because like I said, they always want to be part of the heathen. They always want to follow the ways of the heathen nations. They think their ways are so cool, man. And that's why they're in a state of condition as they are. Two-thirds are going to perish. They're going to perish. It's that simple. They have to. They're the ones why they have to perish. They're the ones that are holding up progress, man. They're the ones ultimately put us in this position. Ultimately. They are our own worst enemy within and outside. They always have been. We have enough enemies on the outside that hate us, but we have our own kind that hate us even more. And that's 2/3. And that's it. This is just a few verses I wanted to go over relating to them. And give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Rakadish. Salutation to the elders and apostles, GMS groups, and ones that like teach 100% truth. Shalom Brakathum to them. And give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Rakadish. Shalom, thank you.